A Houston-based law firm claims that they have over 50 Diddy accusers, including victims that claim these incidents happened when they were minors. I'll Be Sure has sent a cease and desist to Amazon and the publisher of Kim's Lost Words. And Diddy's ex-girlfriend, Young Miami, has been implicated in his new civil lawsuit. But that's not the most shocking thing. According to a new report from TMZ, a male S worker has a videotape of one of the freak-offs, and they've turned it over to the feds. Welcome back to the Kempire channel, your #1 source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. So last night we did go live to unpack some of these stories, but I wanted to make sure that you guys had a very short and to the point video covering the latest Diddy updates. Before we get into the Diddy of it all, let's talk about I'll Be Sure, because we did a separate video talking about I'll Be Sure and his 3 points that he wanted to point out in regards to this new book, Kim's Lost Words, as being fake. Since then, the family of Kim Porter have come out and said that this book is not valid. Since then, the publisher has sort of backtracked on confirmation and verification of this book. I also reported to you guys that a lot of people have been returning this book. Well, since then, a reporter on social media, Cheyenne Roundtree, in a tweet says, new, a lawyer for I'll Be Sure has sent a cease and desist letters to Amazon and the author behind the, quote, fake Kim Porter memoir, demanding for them to stop the book sales. Because that's the thing, this book is still available for sale. I haven't checked at the time of this recording, but a lot of people are saying, yeah, it's still up there. So if you can't verify that these are actually Kim's words, why are you still selling it? So yesterday we reported to you that there was a new civil lawsuit from a Jane Doe accusing Diddy of a lot of the things that he's already been accused of in his federal case and other civil lawsuits, including SA. However, this young woman revealed that in her harassment from Diddy, she claims that she also became pregnant. And when Diddy found out, he harassed her to terminate the pregnancy. However, she ended up having a miscarriage. Well, the plot thickens because in that lawsuit, Young Miami, aka Carisha Brownlee, is mentioned, and apparently she was also harassing this woman to terminate the pregnancy. So our friends over at the Jasmine brand write this. They said, Young Miami, real name Carisha Brownlee, is accused of harassing the woman who recently sued Diddy, claiming that over a 4-year period, he R-ed her and even got her pregnant. In fact, she claims the City Girls rapper told her to terminate the pregnancy. In a quote, Carisha Brownlee, defendant Combs' associate, harassed Jane Doe by repeatedly calling her and telling Jane Doe to have an abortion, the complaint states. As I said before, we should keep in mind that we don't know the relationship between Young Miami and Diddy. If we learned anything from Cassie's lawsuit, a lot of people are still claiming Cassie knew what she was doing. She was his girlfriend, blah, blah, blah. The power dynamics in that relationship were clear. The power dynamics in this Carisha relationship should be also clear. I'm going to hold out grace for Carisha right now until charges are made. I don't know if charges will be brought against her. It's not impossible for charges to be brought against her from a civil lawsuit into a criminal lawsuit, because we saw what happened with Cassie's civil lawsuit. Now, everything that happened in her civil lawsuit is being brought up in this federal case. But speaking of the federal case, so it looks as if a male S worker has been in contact with the SDNY this week. And as you know, when the SDNY came out, they revealed that they were still investigating and possible new charges could be filed. So TMZ, in an exclusive, says that Diddy's grand jury is still looking into the allegations against him, hearing from at least one more S worker about their alleged relationship with the mogul. And it's possible it could lead to new charges. Sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ the grand jury is absolutely still convened. And this week, it heard testimony from a male S worker who said that he's interacted with Diddy in the past. TMZ's told the testimony covered Diddy's alleged outreach to the male S workers and his willingness to participate in freak-offs. According to TMZ sources, they said that the grand jury testimony also focused on travel, including whether Diddy had transported S workers across state lines and into another country. They also asked about alleged payments made to S workers, and specifically whether any such payments were made in cash or via wire transfer. According to TMZ, they've heard from multiple sources that the reason the grand jury is still meeting is because prosecutors might seek to bring additional charges in a superseding indictment against Diddy. A news source close to Diddy tells TMZ, quote, he's focused on the facts and preparing his defense. He maintains his innocence of these charges. That close source, I believe, is Diddy's attorney, which, stay tuned, I have another video in regards to Diddy's attorney. As you also know, Diddy's attorney has been speaking out a lot this week, specifically in the Tubi documentary from TMZ, The Downfall of Diddy, The Indictment. The S workers are apparently piqued the Fed's interest in recent days. As TMZ's told, a different male S worker spoke to federal investigators earlier this week, detailing an alleged sexual encounter with Diddy and another woman, and allegedly handing over an alleged S tapes to the feds. So one of the freak-off tapes, possibly this S worker had access to it and gave it to the feds. You may recall we did a separate video where a 2018 interrogation, a corn star revealed that he had videotape of his interactions with Cassie and Diddy.
I had sex with Cassie and Sean. I had like 15 encounters and I heard a lot of business, because what they would do is Sean talks a lot on the phone and on the TV with speakers. And Christopher Leon's here was my attorney. They asked me to turn in that, which was the video recording, and I did so. They gave it back to me accidentally, and it's possible, I threw everything out, it's possible I can produce a copy.
Gotcha.
It's possible, I'm not sure.
I wonder if this is the same person. TMZ says that U.S. Attorney Damian Williams was still looking into Diddy's case to potentially add charges. Remember, when announcing the indictment against Diddy, Williams was asked if more charges could be brought related to the case, and he said he wasn't taking anything off the table. Diddy has already pled not guilty to S trafficking, kidnapping, and racketeering charges, and as you know, he's being currently held at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. Oh, but there's more. In some breaking news last night, we found out that a Houston-based law firm allegedly has over 50 Diddy victims. TMZ is reporting this, stating that a Houston-based law firm is representing more than 50 alleged victims who say they face an SA and abuse from Diddy and his associates, and they are predicting the group will keep growing as the case progresses. Attorney Tony Busby, which is a familiar name, made some serious allegations on his firm's IG page, saying that the group include men and women who came forward have, quote, gut-wrenching stories about what went down at Diddy's alleged freak-off parties. He detailed the alleged mind-boggling violations against them as debauchery and depravity exacted by powerful people. Sidebar, we didn't get to talk about this. Superhead, aka Corinne Steffens, had a recent interview, and she reveals that a very powerful music executive gifted her to Diddy years ago. As you know, she wrote a bombshell of a book many years ago, and she's releasing a new version of that book with new chapters. What I will say in that interview, Corinne Steffens does say that she doesn't believe that she is a victim of Diddy, but this was a story she had to tell. But in continuation, in regards to Tony Busby's possible lawsuit, which he has not yet filed, Busby claims that some of the accusers were minors when the alleged incidents occurred and mentioned plans for a press conference where individuals can share their stories. While he has not filed yet, Busby says that he intends to file a class action lawsuit on behalf of the victims early next week. Sidebar, I did do a recent collaboration with Stephanie St. Aubin, aka Allegedly Stephanie. You can hear the podcast version of that. We talk more about Diddy's legal case, but also we talk about Mayor Eric Adams' legal situation and Naomi Campbell's possible criminal legal situation. That's available on podcast. The video version will be available here on the channel shortly. So according to TMZ, to be clear, there's no known evidence supporting Busby's allegation some of the victims were minors, nor have any previous lawsuits or even the federal indictment alleged that. According to TMZ, they've reached out to Diddy's camp for comment, but have not heard back yet. That is just a quick update in regards to what's going on with Diddy. I know some of you have just sort of tuned out all the Diddy of it all, but we have to keep in mind the reason why so much information is coming out and why there are so many victims. According to the SDNY, this stems back to 2008. That's where their investigation begins. But there are allegations even way before that in the 90s. So we're talking about a span of 30 years. Literally up to this year, the SDNY accused Sean Diddy Combs of continuing with this behavior, illegal behavior, into this year. So he's been getting away with this for a very long time. And I always remind you, victims come forward when they feel encouraged by other victims coming forward. Guys, as always, I want to know your reaction to some of this Diddy update. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.
You bring the lighter, I got the fuse. You make a fire, I'll add the fuel. Follow my lead, just watch your shoes. Gotta turn the heat